I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you, until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Well rested? Then let's go. Art for Lenegus. An opponent like this should be easy. Strike! I'm not done! Take this! Sword Lane Alpha! I'm not— This one's gonna be tough. Strike! Take this! Mirage! I'm not done! Try this! Blending Flash! Wind! Mirage! Ether! Take this! You're mine! Try harder! Here I come! Strike! Stardust! You're mine! Mirage! You're mine! No escape! Take this! Strike! It's over! No escape! Stardust! Mirage! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! This one's all mine! You're mine! No escape! Sword Rain Alpha! Ether! Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha! Dazzle! Damn it! You're... No escape! Strike! Void Blast! I'm nearly done for. Take this! Take this! No! It can't end here!
This will be a delicious piece of cake! This one's mine!
No escape!
Sleep now!
What?
I'll be saving this
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still? Charge like
Leon,
that
can you
continues
take care of them?
No sooner said than done! I'm here to stop! Water, hear my call! That's my cue! Do it!
Cut him in an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Finding time won't.
It's almost too strong. No further! Be my guest! Ignite!
Anything in order is all gone.
Lightning thrust! Mirage!
Down on the ground.
Sword Rain Alpha! Sword Rain Alpha!
Water, hear my call!
Take this!
So you clamor for my true power?
Take this! I'm not done!
Radiant light.
Sword Rain Alpha! Take this!
Disasters may run!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try harder! Now!
Victory is within reach.
Dig deep, and we can do this!
Okay,
Press
here
it
I
further,
go!
little one.
No escape!
Now!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade.
My turn! It's
By the
time!
power of water!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Down on the
Sword
ground.
Rain Alpha!
Lunar corruption!
Can you take it?
Blasting!
Take this! No escape! You're finished!
Lunar corruption!
You're mine!
Gemini Aqua!
Here I come! Easter!
Let's get you all tucked away!
Here I come!
Shine. Radiant light.
You'll pay for
I
that!
don't even know the word defeat.
Try this!
I owe you.
From beyond.
Thank you for the healing, Dovaline.
Our comrades need our abilities to survive.
Right. No one is dying on our watch.
I'm all up! Sword Rain Alpha!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Shine.
Here I go! No escape!
Regeneration. I can carve through armor.
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Here's evil!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this! Lightning Flash!
Here I come!
You're mine! I'm not done!
Not in your dreams! Healing circle!
I owe you one.
Why'd you human?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Raging Captain!
I'm not done! Be still! Mirage!
Regeneration.
Sword Rain Alpha! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Sword Rain Alpha! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Now! Take this! Eat this! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
You must be tired of healing me. I'm merely doing what I can to help.
Glad you're on our side.
Do it! You are in tip-top shape!
As soon as I'm done here, I'll help out.
How could a girl ever say no? As impressive as always.
Here I hope there wasn't proof.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
Let loose. No escape!
Don't mind if I do.
Taking Sword Rain Alpha! Severing Wind! Stardust! Try harder! You're mine!
Take this!
Time to let it rip! Dazzle!
Here, let me help. More for
Mirage! Severing Wind! Void Blast! Stardust! Mirage! Be still! I'll burn it all! Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Will this help?
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Burn! Here I
Pull
come!
myself together.
Power surges
Sword
through.
Rain Alpha! Try this!
I'm ready!
Doubly! In an instant! Impact block! Not a chance!
Water!
I owe you one!
Glacial spear!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Blaster!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
More for the shot! Eat now!
Captivity!
Now!
Elusive deity!
Let's dispose of the trash. You got company! Art
Force
field!
Elusive deity! Strike!
Can you take it?
I can shatter any steel! Prepare to be strike! I'm ready! Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Elton!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
Strike!
Now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Now! Take this!
I'm only getting started! Raging
Strike! Force Slash!
The enemy wields art too.
We'll soon see about that!
Here I come! Eat this!
Close one!
You're
All
mine!
monsters made one!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Helix of Fury!
I'm ready!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! My turn! Begin!
Take this!
Sword Rain Alpha! You're mine!
Glacial Spear!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Thank you.
Freeze Lancer!
Splendid Blast!
Not much longer to go!
Come on! One final push!
Do it!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Now! Here I come!
I'm only getting started!
Mirage! You're mine!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Take this!
Radiant
Mirage Gate! Cut!
Celestial Hood!
Sword Rain
No more
Alpha!
playing nice! Made one! Helix of Purity! Let me help!
Splendid Blast!
Stay!
Flame inside me! Yours to be let free! And I'm not crushed!
Soaring
Burn in hell!
Sleep now!
Sword Rain Alpha!
This debt shall not be forgotten.
I owe you, Dion! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Benediction.
Sword Rain Alpha! Heal!
Sorry, I didn't want to put you out.
When our friends fall, we have to depend on one another.
You're right. I'll bear that in mind. I never miss! Waterfall!
Radiant light!
In here!
This one's all mine!
I'm in your debt, Disney. And tonight's meal is on you. Keep going.
Nothing gets by me!
No dawn shall break this night.
Celestial Hammer!
Ignite! Sword Rain Alpha!
Freeze Lancer! Mind if I do?
Take this! Lewis, try harder! Not a chance! I'm not done!
Denied!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Here's a healing arc!
Splendid
Do it!
Blast! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Purge Malevolence!
No, I'm ready! In an instant! Impact Block! Gotta break through! Take this!
Thank
you! You're mine!
Begin!
You're mine! Sword Rain Alpha!
I shall ensure you survive
Can't
this.
imagine what we'd do without you, Renwell. Who, me?
Sword Rain
That's a
Alpha!
little much, don't you think? I'm serious. You're a lifesaver. You have your
Try this!
I'll show you how
ready!
like an
Astral Energy!
Say no more! Not a chance!
Light Astral Energy! Not much longer to go.
Come on! One final push!
Let's do this together, Alfie.
Try this!
prepare to be sealed.
Hold on to your
Actually, that is more appropriate.
Let's talk in more doing. Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
No chance! Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Seal! Healing Circle!
Splendid!
I'm in your debt.
Thanks for the healing.
Now you're learning! Damn it, I won't show you any mercy! I'm not nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
As impressive as always.
Ah, and here I hope that wasn't true.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I prefer that.
I'll smash you!
What about you?
Just watch and see. My turn! I'm ready!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Not a chance! Take this!
Gemini
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go,
Now,
Elvin!
it's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside
Eat
you!
this! I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Get lost!
Here I come!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Not much longer to go.
Come on! One final push!
Position,
Do
precision,
this
time.
together, Alvin.
All a perfect
Not
10.
done!
That's it? Nothing else to add?
You take meticulous care of your fire.
I'm not done!
We don't have firearms here on Dana.
I can show you mine if you like.
That would be really awesome, Xion. The waters of magic
Sword Lane
advance.
Alpha!
Soaring blast.
Blended
Do it!
slowly! In an instant! Impact block!
Little help.
Take this!
Confiscated. Ready. Mega ray. Not much longer to go.
Come on! One final push!
Let's do this together, Alvin.
Dragon Swarm! The flame inside is yours to be let free!
Glacial spear.
You're mine!
Take this.
Strike! Stardust! Here I come!
Leave the enemy's arch to me.
No complaints here.
I don't mind if I do. This is
Here I
it.
You're next!
Here's a healing
My
arm.
reach is even
Not
wider.
yet!
First aid.
Mirage! You're mine!
Everlasting dust.
Lightning Thrust! Rising Phoenix! Not a
Lightning
chance!
orb.
Sword Lane Alpha! Try this!
Lunar corruption.
Blending Flash!
Go no further. Water. Hear my call.
Sword Lane Alpha!
I owe you so much, Rinwell.
Maybe my arts do have a place.
Victory is within reach.
Dig deep, and we can do this.
Sword Lane
Impressive
Alpha!
fervor, Rinwell. Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for
I
you
thought you
and
were going
Curly.
direct to play.
I'm not nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
As impressive as always.
Ah, here I hope that wasn't true.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
Mirage! I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops! Right, here goes! I'm not done! Ignite!
Victory is within reach.
Dig deep, and we can do this.
Impressive fervor, little one.
Not a chance!
You dare strike me from behind?
We did it! No! Got fire of you!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle
You're
it.
mine!
Raging
All yours!
Your blade moves like silk. That is what my instincts take over.
Now.
How fascinating.
Remember!
Astral energy.
Say no more! Got it!
Well done.
One's all mine! today! Sword Lane Alpha! Dragon Swarm! Here I come! Strike! I'm not done! It's over! Take this! No escape! It's over! Here I come! Strike! Take this! No escape! You're mine! You're mine! It's on! Take this! Dazzle! You're mine! Mirage! You're mine! Here I come! It's Take this! Lewis! Take this! Dazzle! Stardust! Mirage! Eternal Devastation! Try harder! My turn! Crush! Eternal Devastation! Eternal Devastation! Crush! Here I come! Lewis! Crush! Here I come! I'm not done! Void Flash! Slice! Void Flash! Slice! Void! Come one, come all! Wind! Slice! Void Flash! Slice! Try harder! My turn! You're mine! Slice! Void Flash! Slice! Void Flash! I have no limits! Severing Wind! Void Flash! Slice! Void Flash! Mirage! Be still! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Wind! You're mine! Strike! Wind! You're mine! Void Flash! Slice! Void Flash! Take this! Strike! Severing Wind! Here I come! No escape! Sword Lane Alpha! Wind! Void Flash! Slice! You're mine! You're finished! Take this! I'm not done! It's over! Sword Lane Alpha! Sword Lane Alpha! Sword Lane Alpha! You picked the wrong fight! Take this! Sword Rain Alpha! I'm not done! Sword Rain Alpha! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Sword Rain Alpha! Take this! I'm not done!
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life. For as long as I can remember. They called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. How I see it, the true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you've finished looking around the ship.
Hey, Alpin, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Not being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? Would that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass. denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danon. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Law's blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this Red Woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That Red Woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them. There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this Red Woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a Sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. A capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?